Hello everyone, welcome to Polly's Pretties this evening. I thought I'd come and show you some goodies I got today, and not everything is bought. So these bags I received when, of course, the hubby and I had to get medicine from the new pharmacy we deal at. And I thought, well, they're brown paper, so real estate. So yeah, I plan to try to cut those up and use those. And then, if I can get them to stay where I'm trying to put them. Then there were these two pieces. This one's folded up, as you can tell, and then so is this guy. And these came from Amazon packaging. And I thought, well, again, brown paper. And sometimes what you really want is some thinner brown paper like this. So, why not? Okay, then there was this packaging, which I'm trying not to show the shipping label. And it's also good for repurposing. So, I'm going to leave those there. So that was the paper. And then my mother-in-law was going to get rid of some clothes, and I thought, well, I'll look at them because clothes are real estate too for the fabric. So let's get the unexciting one out of the way. This I kept to cut up for some cleaning rags for my hubby because the shirt's kind of yucky. It's not real great, you know. So I'm gonna cut that up into cleaning rags for him. That's the yucky one. And then I kept this one because this green and black, if I can get a hold of it to show you proper. Wow. Okay, this green and black would be great for Christmas or fall, either one. And so I thought, okay, because I've got Christmas ideas running through my head already. So figured I'd keep that, chop it up, use the material. And then there were a couple other shirts she had here. This one looks black to me. Yeah. And it's long sleeved. So that's a lot of real estate if you think about it. I think maybe it's blue though now that I'm holding it up. Yeah, I think that one's blue. Either way. And then last but not least on the clothing was this one. And I do believe it is black. And then figured, Halloween, different things like that, you might want black material. So there's those. And then the rest came from Amazon. Okay. So, that being said, and my craziness a little out of the way, I'll show you what I got. But we're going to go a little backwards. I'm going to go with the biggest pieces that I got first. Then we'll go down to the smallest. So the first one I got, and I've been looking at this one for a while. And if you know me, you know I love the Nutcracker Ballet. I really do. So, from Echo Park, Nutcracker Christmas. And, of course, with these kits, on the back, there's a whole page of stickers. So, I really been looking at this, really wanting it. And I decided, okay, I know I want to do a big Christmas thing this year. I don't know exactly what kind, where, who, what, when, but I know I want to do it. So, that one came home. Then, I also been thinking about another holiday. Y'all was going to tell my favorite holidays. And I had to do this. It's another Echo Park. It's called I Love Halloween by Lori Whitlock. And it is one of the collection kits like that, and stickers on the back. And again, like I said, that's Echo Park, and it's by Lori Whitlock. And so I had to do that. So that gives me one Christmas and one Halloween. Yay, that's a start. Okay, now, we're going to move to the next biggest things. So I noticed in my books, my coloring books, when I re-put them up on the shelf and stuff, I have a lot of winter coloring books, but not so many Christmas. So I got Swing with Christmas Gnomes coloring book, and it doesn't say who it's by on the outside anywhere, but here's what the front cover looks like. This was from Amazon. Here's what your back cover looks like, and still not seeing a necessarily by who, but here's one of the cute little pages, and you betcha I'll probably color that one. I love gnomes. I do. And then, I'm not going to show you every page. I'll just show you a few. I thought this little page was kind of cute. It's got some of my favorite things, gingerbreads and gnome and Christmas tree. And it's a pretty thick book. And the pages in this book are one-sided. Now, My drawback on this is the pages are thin. So if you're going to do it and use markers, pad the back side of the paper. I think this little guy is adorable. And that's, you know, that's a cute little book, and it wasn't that expensive, so I thought, why not? So I got that. I'll have to lay that there for a minute, I think. And then the last coloring book I got was Bold and Easy Cozy Halloween Coloring Book. And it says Elizabeth Farber. And here's some of the sample designs in the book. And then the front of the book looks like this. It's one of the little smaller like books. But I like these kind. I really do. I'm getting to where I really like these kind. And I'll tell you what got me. I opened up this book and immediately went, "Aw," because Ghosty with a hot chocolate. Tell me that's not cute. And I hate pumpkin. I do. I hate pumpkin, guys. But there's one in here, the pumpkin soup, right here, the next page. That's cute. Okay, that's just cute. And these pages are just adorable. I love them. I mean, I really do. I can't wait till Halloween so I can color it. So that's the other coloring book I got. And then we're down to the last two items. And this one I bought, again, thinking Halloween. It just jumped out at me. It is from Panda Hall. And it's a clear stamp. And hopefully you'll be able to see. There is what it is. It's like little shelves and then little photo frames at the top that are Halloween-like. And I can't wait to use it. And then this stamp that I bought here was because of, I think you pronounce it Carrie Griffith's channel. I went over and I was watching his Creep on June, I think is the name of the one that he was doing, Creep on June 2025. And he made these monster ID cards. Okay. And I was so zoned. Okay. I mean, I get zoned watching his videos anyway. But yeah, I was zoned watching this one because Halloween is just one of those times for me. And I went looking for the exact stamps he had to try to do the ID cards when it comes time. Of course, I had some other ideas for ID cards too. Well, they didn't have that set of stamps. It was no longer being sold. So I thought, well, fudge, what do I do? Well, you go and you look for something that resembles that to give you kind of the same look. Well, the closest thing I could find was this stamp that I got on Amazon. And I don't know that I have any white paper anywhere to put this on. See, when I need white paper, it's never here. Oh, there's a, maybe this will work. Okay, I'll just pop this guy up here. It's ugly, but ignore the ugly. And that way maybe you can see more about the stamp. That's the stamp I got. Now, is it identical to Carrie's? No, absolutely not. But when I went looking, this is what Amazon had. So I'm going to try my best. Now I'm not Carrie Griffiths. Just saying. So not. I'm going to try. Okay, to work with this and figure out how to try to do what he did. Now mine are not, I'm going to tell you straight up, mine are not going to look like his. Okay, I mean, that man, yeah, hands down, buddy. I mean, he even hosts challenges, and I'll tell you, folks, I love challenges. His challenges terrify me. I'm not kidding. They terrify me. So I don't see me joining his challenges because I don't think I could. I think what comes down to is I don't think I could do what they ask. And I don't think I could make it look as good as the people that take part in his challenges. So that's the truth of that. But yeah, I want to try to play with this and see if I can come up with, something like he had. It doesn't have to be exact, but at least something. So that, I can have a play with it too. And like I said, I'm not looking at just Halloween. I'm looking at some other things too. And I went with what I could get, as far as what they had. Um, so we'll see how it turns out. If I get something that turns out to look decent, I'll share it with you. Now, if it looks like garbage, I'm not. And who knows what it'll look like. There's a lot of things to do to make them look like an ID card. So we'll see how it turns out. I mean, I'm going to give it a go. I want to give it a go. But like I said, don't compare mine to his, because no, like not even in the slightest. Okay. Um. So, but that's what this whole little everything was about. Like I said, some of the stuff was free from packaging. Some of the stuff was given to me, clothing-wise, that I can cut up and use for fabric pieces. And then the coloring books, the paper packs, and the stamps all were from Amazon. So, and I can't wait to. I want to get a few more books for these holidays. Um, I do. I have some crazy ideas, guys. Crazy ideas. Look out. And Halloween and Christmas are my two. Like, those are my things. I really love those holidays. So hopefully I can turn all of this into something cool. At least that's the idea and hope. We'll see. But that's my little haul of stuff. And now I got to get busy cutting apart that clothing bits for fabric so I can get them put away until it's time to use them. And then I think I'm going to try to craft something. Don't quote me on what. I've got 15 ideas going like this right now. So, or I should say like this. That's the right way. I've got 15 ideas going, and I don't know where they're going to end up. I have no idea. And I've been thinking about, because I have to change my July challenge a bit. I was going to do a thing where it was coloring books, where I bought the coloring books for everybody and then just shipped them to you and said, okay, pick a page, but I can't do that. Unfortunately, a bunch of things have come up. And money's just not there to do it now. We were hoping it would be, but that's another story for another day. So, anywho, I hope wherever you're at in the world that you've had a wonderful day. It hasn't been too bad here. I mean, it's muggy. It's really muggy. But it hasn't been too bad. We had a touch of rain. It wasn't, awful, but it was enough to get the ground wet. Um, and other than that, for Friday, it's actually been pretty decent. So we've had some nice, quiet, relaxing time taken away from, after all the phone calls and everything had to be made this morning, and talking to the lawyer. That was fun. Yeah, so I'll tell you, taking over and being a landlord someplace when you've never been before can be a huge migraine. It really can be. But by talking with the lawyer and everything, we are learning like what laws have to be followed, and how, like, the time limit on certain things, and just, yeah, a lot of information. So that's always a good thing. That way you cover your backside. But anyhow, yeah, I'm gonna stop blabby yabbing and get on to putting away and cleaning up and cutting up. But anyway, please, my friends, remember to smile. It makes people wonder what you're up to, and it improves the features of your beautiful face. It really does. I'm not gonna smile because I look like a dog dude today. Sorry, dogs out there. Um, and please remember to hug someone. If it's a friend, if it's a loved one, maybe you like your mailman. If you have a milkman, where maybe you like your milkman. Maybe you like your hairstylist. But hug somebody. It's good for them, it's good for you, it's medically proven. And then, of course, and always, please be safe, be healthy, be happy. And if you can't, fake it until you make it, instead of adding negativity into a world that's already negative enough. And if you haven't yet, and you liked this video, liked what you saw, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. I'm still trying to push my way to 1,000 steady members by December 25th of this year. And do look at some of my older videos. I mean, there's a lot of different things I've done on the channel, and I do hope to start bringing in at least some small DIYs. I don't know how big they're going to get. We'll have to see. And I also want to try to start doing more of these challenges, but I also think I want to do some coloring challenges coming. And I might do a coloring scavenger hunt. I'll talk more about that when I get that far. Because that can use multiple pages, multiple books, and you don't even have to color the whole page. I mean, you can if you want, but you usually color the item that you're hunting for. So I'll explain that again, like I said, if I get that far and can get everything, wrapped up like I need to. But, like I said, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. If you have a channel, let me know when you subscribe. Like, comment, say, hi, this is so-and-so from such and such a channel. That way I can come over and check out what you do. See what your channel's about. And until next time, my friends, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to talk with you soon. Bye-bye.